It feels a little surreal to be saying this out loud, but this month I earned just shy of $7,000 from revenue share from the brokerage that I'm at, Real Broker. Hi, I'm Stevie. I'm a real estate agent and mentor here in Northeast Florida with Real Broker. I share tips for real estate agents. I show up every single week on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram. My handle is at Stevie_Rutherford. I share a ton of behind the scenes and I would love to connect with you over there. Okay, let's get back into the video. Okay, future Stevie here. And I just wanted to share with you, I'm in the middle of editing this and I had gotten a notification that actually my revenue share is over $7,000 now. So I know I mentioned it was almost 7,000, but we are over 7,000. Let's go. And honestly, it's the most that I have made in a month since joining Real. And I know that there are other real estate agents out there that make so much more a month off revenue share than I do at Real Broker, but this just feels like a really cool milestone that I'm super excited about. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you and being so fully transparent, to be honest with you, is a little bit nerve-wracking to do. But I just feel as though other real estate agents could also really benefit from this extra stream of income. I mean, an extra $7,000 this month. Like, oh my gosh, what? I want to show you how it could be for you too. Little bit of backstory. I've been in real estate for over 10 years now, which is so crazy to say. And I've been with Real Broker for over 2 years. And when I joined Real Broker, I really had no ambition to tap into the revenue share opportunity within Real over 2 years ago, right? And there was really only one other brokerage that was doing this at a very high level. And I felt like those agents were a little bit recruity, salesy, and I just did not want to be like that. So after, being at Real for a little bit of time, I just saw the real estate agents who are at Real do it at a level that I felt like, okay, I like what they're doing it in a way that was really inspiring to me. And I thought, okay, I want to do that too. So last July, August of 2024, I was like, I don't know what it was, but all of a sudden I just, if you guys have known me for any amount of time, you know that I always love like showing up on YouTube and sharing videos for real estate agents, that I'm sharing tips or things that have been helpful for me in my real estate business. Or I've shown up on Instagram over the last 10 years, sharing the behind the scenes and sharing tips for real estate agents. And so I just felt like, you know what? There were some women within the brokerage that were really inspiring to me. And I just felt like, okay, I think I'm ready to learn more about this. So I dove into the agent attraction videos that we have in Real Academy. And I've just kind of just been figuring it out on my own as I go along this whole journey. And so every month I'm seeing the income be a little bit more, as more agents join, as more agents have closings. I'm seeing that income build every month. For some reason, $7,000 feels like a huge milestone for me in some way. I don't know, maybe because 7's my favorite number. I don't know. But all of a sudden, I'm just like, every month I'm excited to see the income grow, but this month just feels extra special. So the payment period ends in the middle of the month, and I think there's only 1 or 2 days left. So I'm not really sure if we're gonna actually hit the $7,000, but we are so dang close and I'm fired up. And let's share with you some tips of how you could do this too in your business. If you're not familiar with Real Broker's revenue share program, it's really simple. When an agent joins Real Broker, they fill out an application. There is an area on the application and on the ICA, the independent contractor agreement, where they fill out who their sponsor is at Real Broker. You can have 2 sponsors at Real Broker now. And you fill in, so the agent that you are chatting with about Real Broker needs to fill in your name and your email address on those forms. And so you get a percentage of the commission that Real keeps. So let me break that down super simply. 85-15 split. 85% goes to the real estate agent, 15% goes to Real Broker, and out of that 15%, if you directly sponsor an agent, you get 5% off of that agent until they cap. Once they've contributed $12,000 to Real Broker, they have officially capped and they get to keep 100% of their commission. So then you no longer make money off of them. If you are their only sponsor at Real, the most you can make off of one capped agent in 1 year until they hit their anniversary date is $4,000. So you are earning money they're not having to pay extra to Real Broker. They're not having to pay $1 extra for having marked your name down on the application. You are getting paid from the money that Real is collecting out of that 15%. And that means that they are not taking anything from them and that Real is just sharing part of their side with you, kind of like as a thank you. I made a note of this and I thought I would mention. So if they do only have 1 or 2, 3 deals, you still make that 5% off of that agent. You only stop earning once they cap. So if they're a top producing agent, they're probably going to cap. And so the most you'll make off of them is that $4,000. But I made a note that it's not just even for their first couple deals. It continues every time that agent closes a deal. You get to earn a little bit from that. And if they introduce someone else to Real, you get a small share of that too. Technically, it's 4% if they don't have another sponsor. So it really adds up slowly. And then like this month, you're looking at a $7,000 deposit and going, wait, what? I want to share with you how I have built this without being a recruiter, without being salesy. So I think one of the biggest, hugest misconceptions about revenue share is that you have to be a recruiter. You have to be hounding real estate agents to get on a phone call with you or a Zoom call and try to pitch them your brokerage that you're at. That sounds horrible to me, and I would not want to do that. We're actually not allowed to do that at Real Broker. You cannot be like mass emailing real estate agents. You know, we all get those emails from other brokerages like, here's why you should join ABC Realty. Here's our splits. Here's our structure. Here's our value, et cetera, et cetera. We're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to recruit like that. And that's one of the things that I absolutely love about it. We can't call real estate agents. We can't text them. We can't be like, hey, get on a call with me about Real Broker. You know, so those salesy tactics are actually completely taken out of the equation because you're not allowed to do that. And you're also not allowed to offer like coaching or mentorship or anything along those lines. There's not this like exclusivity with them joining just you at Real Broker. We want to have this one culture, one real culture where we all help each other. It's fantastic. So with that said, like I said, I think one of the biggest misconceptions about revenue share is that you have to be this salesy recruiter. And for me, that's just never been my style. I just show up, I post helpful content, I share my templates, I answer DMs, I let people peek behind the scenes of my business. They can ask me any questions anytime. I show up on YouTube, I share some videos, I do talk about Real Broker on my Instagram story. I do say, reach out to me if you have any questions. If you want to hop on a call with me about Real Broker and see the dashboard and see the value, I'm happy to share my experience having been here for 2+ years. I'm happy to share the dashboard, the support, the training, all those things. And I'm really excited about it. And that gets agents gravitated towards me and want to reach out to me, to want to chat with me about Real Broker. You're the kind of agent who is already naturally helping others, sharing tips, answering questions, showing the behind the scenes, mentoring newer agents, sharing tips for realtors, then this really would be such a no-brainer for you to be interested in revenue share. If it's something that you're thinking about doing, but you're like, oh, I don't really do any of those things. I don't mentor agents. I don't share tips. I don't share the behind the scenes. Well, is it something that you're interested in doing? Because if so, I would start yesterday, start sharing those types of things. And don't worry, in my opinion, I don't think that's going to hinder you in any way in your real estate business if you show up sharing tips for realtors, like in addition to whatever content you're doing right now to lead generate for social media or for real estate business on social media. Because I actually think when you are the one mentoring or helping other agents, actually builds credibility for you, for your clients. Like, wow, she is helping other real estate agents. She's mentoring other real estate agents. She must know what she's talking about. I feel like it's only been a benefit for me in my real estate business. I have been, whether or not I was credible enough to be hosting mastermind calls or trainings, speakings and stuff like that, I have been doing that since the beginning, like since having been a brand new agent. So even if you're a newer agent, I highly recommend sharing those types of things, sharing the behind the scenes of your real estate business with other agents and collaborating and mentoring. And if those things I mentioned sound overwhelming to you and not fun and something that you don't think you could consistently do in your business, then maybe revenue share isn't for you. But if what I am mentioning is something that you're already doing on social media or with other real estate agent friends, or it's something that you are interested in and you think you could be consistent with it and you want to help other realtors and you want to talk about Real Broker, then this could be an amazing opportunity for you. Even the littlest bit curious and you want to chat, there's absolutely no pressure to reach out to me. Send me an email. We can hop on a Zoom call. I'm happy to share more details. We can create a business plan for you. We can create an entire agent attraction strategy for you. I can answer any questions that you have about Real Broker, share my experience, see if it would make sense for you to make the switch. Obviously an open book if I am willing to come on here and be fully transparent and share with you what I am making. So I'm happy, again, share with you the back end, what revenue share actually looks like. Feel free to send me an email and we can chat a little bit more about this and see if it makes sense for you and your business. And thank you so much for being open and listening to this YouTube video. It is a little bit nerve-wracking to share and talk about money, to talk about income, but I feel as though it will be really beneficial for other real estate agents. And that is my only goal with all of this. So if you're just getting started, looking for a better fit or craving community, you're not alone. I'm cheering for you. You can do this. Reach out to me. I would love to help. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one.